Have you ever really, truly stopped to wonder how your own mind works? What are the hidden rules that dictate how you think? Well, what if you could ask an AI to map it all out for you? That's exactly what one psychologist did. She challenged an AI to read her mind. This is a wild one, so let's get right into it.
And that's the big question here, right? I'm not just talking about the AI understanding the words you type. I mean, could it analyze the deep underlying structure of your thoughts, your biases, your entire intellectual worldview? It honestly sounds like something straight out of science fiction, but this is a real experiment a researcher actually tried. Okay, so here's the setup. Anna Gajan over at Saybrook University went to the AI, Copilot, with this incredible challenge. She basically fed it a ton of her work, her writing, her data, and said, all right, tell me who I am, tell me how I think. The results, well, they were pretty mind-blowing.
So the AI put on its detective hat. Its first move? To figure out her foundational beliefs, the core philosophies that shape her entire way of looking at psychology. It was digging for her intellectual DNA. The very first thing the AI flagged was something called critical realism. So what on earth is that? Well, to put it simply, it's the idea that there's a real world out there with real cause and effect stuff happening. And our job as scientists is to try and make a map of that reality, even if we know our map will never be 100% perfect.
And this is where it gets cool. The AI got super specific. It pointed out that for her, the world has a real structure. It's not just a bunch of stories we tell ourselves. She's hunting for the hidden machinery of the mind. But, and this is key, without any mystical or metaphysical fluff, she insists on things you can actually define. Units, operations, structure. That's a huge piece of the puzzle.
Okay, next up, interpretivism. Now, this is usually all about understanding people's subjective experiences and the meanings they create, but the AI spotted a twist in her approach. She doesn't use it as some grand philosophy. She uses it as a tool. And this just shows how sharp this AI's analysis was. It saw that for her, when someone tells their story, it's not just a story, it's data. Data about an internal computational process. It's like she's looking at someone's feelings and experiences, but reading them like a machine's operating manual.
All right, the third and final piece of her intellectual worldview, post-positivism. You can think of this as her scientific backbone. It's all about being practical. The idea isn't to find some absolute, capital T truth. Nope. It's about building useful, testable models that actually help us get a handle on the world. So, what this all boils down to is that the AI saw her work is all grounded in stuff you can actually test and verify. She wants everything out in the open, clear assumptions, procedures you can repeat, and no messing around. It's a really rigorous, no-nonsense way to do science. Then the AI did this. It put it all together in this brilliant little chart. On one side, you've got her preferred style, things that are real, mechanical, literal. And on the other side, everything she avoids, fuzzy ideas, pure metaphor, or just going on vibes instead of actual operations. You can really start to see a clear intellectual signature taking shape. So, with her worldview pretty much mapped out, the AI dug even deeper. It moved on to the next clue, the specific type of questions she asks again and again in all of her research. And this is where things start to get really personal. I mean, just look at this list. It's so consistent. It's incredible. She's not asking why in some big philosophical sense. She's always asking how, like an engineer. How does this system work? How does it break? How do we strip away all the fluff and just describe the simplest possible mechanism? It's literally the mindset of an engineer trying to reverse engineer the human mind. And then, bam! The AI just drops this bombshell of a summary. This isn't just a description, it's a profound insight into what drives her as a thinker. It absolutely nails her obsession with taking messy human behaviors and breaking them down into their clean, fundamental, formal parts. Okay, so the AI has collected all the clues, her worldview, her signature questions. Now it's time for the big reveal. It's time to put it all together and solve the mystery of her intellectual identity. After all that detective work, what's the one single sentence that sums up her entire way of thinking? The AI is ready to deliver its final profile. And there you have it. That is the aha moment right there. I know it's a mouthful, it's incredibly dense, but it's also unbelievably precise. Every single word in that sentence is backed up by all the clues the AI found. It's a powerful, almost shockingly accurate portrait of her mind, and it was drawn by a machine.
But, a profile is just a fancy label, right? So what? The real test is, can the AI actually use this profile to think like her? So Gaetchin pushed it even further. She asked the AI to come up with brand new research questions about trauma, but it had to do it in her unique style.
And just look at this first one. The AI isn't asking about feelings, it's asking about a computational mechanism and updating priors. This is pure 100% GodGen. It's a question generated by the AI using her own intellectual blueprint. Here's another one. See those keywords? Trauma-exposed system, literal inference process. The AI isn't just copying her. It has completely adopted her vocabulary. It's focusing on concrete, nuts and bolts processes instead of vague descriptions. And it just keeps going. The AI is completely fluent in her language now. It's talking about the lingering effects of trauma as a problem of prediction error minimization. Think about that. That is such a specific, mechanistic way to look at a deeply, profoundly human experience. This one is just fascinating to me. It's asking for diagnostic signatures. That's like asking for these specific error codes a brain gives off when it's stuck in high alert mode. It shows the AI can even generate questions that could have real clinical value, all while staying perfectly in character. And this last one, it's the perfect mic drop. It perfectly captures her entire life's work in a single question. Find the simplest machine that explains the behavior and get rid of all the flowery language. The AI didn't just understand her, it could channel her. So what's the big takeaway here? What does all this mean? Well, this experiment is way more than just a cool party trick. It really points toward a future where AI can act as a kind of intellectual mirror, helping us see the hidden patterns and biases in our own thinking with unbelievable clarity. And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. If an AI can create a profile this detailed, this accurate, this useful about a researcher's mind today, what's it going to be able to do tomorrow? What could it tell us about our own creativity, our blind spots, our untapped potential? It feels like the real conversation between human minds and artificial minds is only just beginning.